welcome to this December 11th edition of Off the Map Live. I am your host, Ben Licata. Welcome to the show. This evening we'll be speaking with Adrian Lee from Analog out on the West Coast, and we'll also be talking with Laura, Jade, and Gabe Londis from the Grants Pass shop. And speaking of Grants Pass, mark your calendars, January 14th. We'll be showing the premiere of Jeff Gogue's documentary film, Surrender. So if you're in the Grants Pass area, it's going to be at the Southgate Cinema. And we will also be simulcasting it here at the Parlor Room in Northampton. So everyone gets to watch it at the same time. After the documentary, there'll be a live question and answer period with Jeff. So like I said, mark your calendars for January 14th if you want to check that out. If you are on the East Coast, come find us here in Northampton area at the Parlor Room. And if you're on the West Coast, Southgate Cinema in Grants Pass, Oregon. It should be cool. I'm really looking forward to it. I'll ask Jeff about it a little bit later. Off the Map Live is brought to you by Reinventing the Tattoo, as always. Guy Aitchison's historic book, now in digital form at reinventingthetattoo.com. Constantly updated with guest chapters and videos. Check it out, reinventingthetattoo.com. Voluta Digital, the ad that you just saw. Voluta Digital is a tattoo release form in app form, so we're not using paper anymore. Made by a tattooer for tattooers. If you're still using paper release forms, do yourself a favor and check out Voluta Digital Tattoo Release Form app, available now. Brought to you by Tattoo Now. Tattoo Now has got Justin at the helm now, managing all the websites and handling your emails. So if you would like a new website or you want to update your existing website, give us a call or email us at management@tattoonow.com and Justin will help you out. And as always, brought to you by Off the Map Tattoo, where we are right now. We've got a bunch of amazing guest artists coming up. I can show you some of their things a little bit later. We are always looking for more guests, and if you want to apply for a guest spot or possibly a residency, go to offthemaptattoo.com/apply, and you might find yourself here with us. Last episode, we spoke with Aubrey Manella and Steve Moore. If you didn't get a chance to see it live, it is available on our YouTube channel. Check it out. There's years of interviews up there, stuff to keep you entertained for hours. If you subscribe, you'll be notified when new stuff goes up, and you'll be able to keep up to date on all of it. This year, we've been hosting art nights here at the studio. It's been a great time. People have been bringing all kinds of mediums with them, drawing, digital, painting, and if you are local and you want to get in on the action, stop by, bring your art supplies. When we have a live show, we have an art night. This is the last episode of this season, last live one. Next one will be like our best of. Like I said, we'll be speaking with Adrian Lee, Jeff Gogue, Laura, Jade, and Gabriel Londis. All coming up soon. If you could do us a favor, if you like the show, share it with your friends. Pass it around on social media. Let everyone else know that might be interested, because that'll just help the show get better. We will be back in just a little bit with Gabe and Laura, so stick around.
Decorative, the main intention was to talk about ornamental tattooing, and really it's the conscious decision of removing the picture or the thing from your tattoo.
Today, I want to throw myself at your mercy and attempt to design a tattoo in front of you on my computer using a graphics tablet. Apparently I can do this design in about an hour and a half and get it ready for a stencil. So we're going to see how well I do under the gun with that.
My seminar is going to be called The Jade Effect, and I want to make sure that I talk about where I came from, and I want to encourage everyone that even if it looks easy, it's not easy, and it takes a lot of practice. I'm still not perfect, and I never will be, but I think that I have some good things to offer. I also want to tell some really bad jokes, maybe really well, maybe really good jokes really bad. I don't know.
Going like this and this for 10,000 hours, you're going to get good at doing those two things, this and this. I really want to just share with you what I've learned by focusing on large-scale work because that is my true passion. I really focused in on what I love, which was a Japanese Art Nouveau blend, and I was gearing towards larger scale. But the thing is, when you haven't done a bodysuit, it's hard to get a person to get a bodysuit. So I'm just going to share with you the things that I have encountered and really invite you in to my new 10-year journey, which I'm 2 years in. I want to do tattoos. And if it was made illegal today and all the supplies were illegal and all that, I would still find a way to tattoo. Yeah, I would go back to tattooing out of my house. I would do it underground. I'd get Japanese on it.
I'm Ben Licata, and I'm an artist. I'm looking for clients that are into creepy, dark stuff like I am. I want to cultivate a style that is uniquely Ben Licata. I'm trying to gear towards dot work, black work, illustrative style. I've always been drawing skulls as long as I can remember, so that's what I'm doing. Bob Tyrell was the very first person I ever put a needle on in a tattoo that Ralph Nonweiler was doing on him at the moment. At the end of that night, they made me shake their hand and promise that I would start tattooing. Guy Aitchison has also played a huge hand in my development. He's allowed me to send him drawings and given me critical feedback. Given my history of making webinars and professional development seminars for tattoo artists, I've watched hundreds of hours of streaming seminars, and they've definitely helped my tattooing take off a lot faster than someone who might not have had access to that kind of stuff. But if you want a Tasmanian devil, I'm here too. Every day. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed those little clips. We're going to try to get Gabe and Laura on the phone here, see what they're up to out in Grants Pass. Hey, Gabe.
Hey.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. I just heard myself come through your speaker. Did you turn up your volume on that end or something?
No.
Oh, okay.
I can turn it down though.
No, it's cool. I can just talk quieter.
Okay. Or should I move the microphone elsewhere?
No, I think it's working quite well. It's fine.
Okay.
So, how are things in Grants Pass?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You guys recently, you just had an open house there, right?
Yeah, just had an open house and it was good. It's fun meeting people. It's not as crazy as it gets in Easthampton.
Well, I mean, Easthampton's a little different story. We've been doing it for years out here, you know. Live band, DJ, you know.
Yeah.
Having a full liquor license probably helps.
Yeah, totally.
Not that, you know, people that don't drink, they had a good time too.
Yeah?
So what kind of stuff you guys been working on out there? I love your holiday decorations, by the way, and I'm pretty envious.
Thank
Thanks.
you. They were really fun.
Yeah, Laura spent maybe 2 days making sure every light was perfect.
Just a little bit of OCD.
Can you show him that?
I don't know.
You got to be able to see
I got
this.
to go on the ladder and like stand on top of the shop.
Whoa.
You see how they're all perfectly lined?
Yes, that's crazy. One up, one down, one up, one down. That's nuts.
Yeah. So I did that.
Well, it looks beautiful.
Thank you. I thought it was worth it. It was really fun. I got to kind of ninja my way up there, and it's pretty scary once you get up there, but
Yeah.
it was awesome. I loved it.
That's cool. So
Yeah,
you
we're
guys-
on now.
Yeah.
What kind of projects you been working on? Tattoo projects. Anything cool?
Tattoo projects.
Yeah.
Yeah, we started another collab.
Yep, we've been doing a lot of collaborations, which has been awesome. The one this week was on my client from like 7 years, and he'd followed me to 6 different shops.
Yeah.
And then he did a day with Gabe and a day with me, and it was awesome.
It was super cool.
So what
Yep.
are some of the benefits you guys get from working with each other?
It's two completely
It's-
different approaches.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is two completely
Yeah,
different approaches.
it's super challenging. Like sometimes I'll have to do like some of Laura's line work, and that's terrifying. And then sometimes I'm like, hey, just shade that out a little bit. She's like,
I'm like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But it's been really great. It's been really easy. We don't really talk too much. It's kind of more he'll tattoo the guy, and then I'll tattoo him a little bit, and then
Yeah.
sometimes we'll bounce back and forth. But I mean, benefits for me, it's more challenging because I'm working with an actual thing, like an image, and working off of that. When it's just me, I don't often have that. So
Yeah.
like when Jason came to me day 2, there was a skull there, and then I was just going like, okay, well, I have to make this work, you know.
I like your glove that you've got on.
I got my iPad glove on.
It's a nice style choice.
I didn't even realize. I've been drawing all day.
I
Yeah.
see. Does it help? Does that glove thing help?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah?
It's amazing, and it looks super cool.
It looks kind of 80s, like something people would pull off in the 80s, you know. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's just really comfortable. It's part of me now.
Yeah.
Gabe, do
We've
you-
been painting a lot more since Gabe got here. That's been awesome.
Oh, good. That's
We've been
cool.
kind of like painting a lull before that, and then Gabe got here, and it was just like he was just paint. I'm like, shit, I want to paint. Let's paint. So we've been painting a lot more. We have like paint carts now that are all ready to go. We just pull them out and paint and put them back, and it's all really seamless.
That's
And that's
awesome.
been a great addition to our like kind of daily routine, I would say.
What's going on in the shop there right now? Seems kind of boisterous.
Everybody's still kind of like wrapping up for the day, so it's like the end of the day stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, right on. Cool.
Yeah.
How are you guys traveling at all this coming year? Either one of you?
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
Mhm.
I think so. I just been kind of like narrowing it down, but I'm excited. The first stop is Guru. That's my first stop I'm going. It's San Diego.
Nice.
So very excited about that. And then you're going to Austin, right?
Yeah. Texas the first part of the year, and Evergreen, and then Tattoo the Lou.
Oh yeah, we're both going to be at Tattoo the Lou.
Every time I hear that, I think of a toilet. Like,
Tattoo the Lou. I think it's Australian
Yeah.
for some reason.
no, like loo.
Yeah.
Loo is like a term for bathroom. So when I hear tattoo the loo, I'm like, graffiti the bathroom. That's what I think in my mind.
I can't say it without attempting an Australian accent with it.
Gabe,
So we're both doing that.
Gabe, what's in Austin?
The Star of Texas.
What is that a pretty big convention?
You know, I hear it's a relatively small but good convention. I've heard nothing but good things about it. I don't know too much about it, so other than my family's in Texas, and I'm gonna go tattoo for a while and see them.
Oh, cool. That's nice.
Yeah.
Right on. Right on.
Yeah.
We're gonna run a couple commercials and then we'll be right back with you guys. Okay?
Okay.
All right. We'll see you in just a few minutes.
At whatever stage you may be in your tattoo career, apprentice, experienced street shop tattooer, or fully custom artist, it's hard not to feel a little competitive in today's tattoo industry, with so many amazing artists working in all styles in virtually every corner of the world. But you can benefit right now by learning from the experience of the tattoo professionals who have dedicated themselves to education in this industry. I'm Guy Aitchison, and I've been teaching in the tattoo field for much of my 27 years in the trade, with most of my educational efforts being focused within my Reinventing the Tattoo platform, which has been an industry standard in education for nearly 2 decades. Reinventing was originally conceived as a series of seminars that I held at tattoo conventions, and its curriculum has been filled out and fine-tuned according to the needs of the artists attending these classes. It's now a massive standalone educational package which can be viewed on any kind of device in order to bring the answers you need right to your fingertips. The Reinventing the Tattoo curriculum is centered around a group of fundamental artistic principles of composition, including flow and fit on the body, contrast, positive-negative relationships, color theory, depth, and other concepts, which are framed in a way that is meant to be as useful as possible to working tattoo artists. The material then covers uses of reference imagery and digital tools in your design process, along with a review of alternate art forms such as oils and watercolors and how they can help refine your skills as a tattoo artist. The technical sections are as comprehensive as possible, covering everything from machines and other basic equipment to stenciling and working on various challenging parts of the body. Not only am I sharing everything useful that I know about these subjects, but I'm also enlisting the help of various top-name professionals, such as Russ Abbott, Nick Baxter, Megan Jean Morris, Phil Garcia, Halo Jankowski, and Don McDonald to share their own experience on these topics. You may have already read the book version of Reinventing the Tattoo. However, the new electronic edition has been seriously updated and expanded beyond the scope of the old book, including not only new chapters by myself and our guest writers, but also introducing a massive section on cover-up tattooing, including chapters on lasers and scar cover-ups, plus loads of new video footage to further illustrate the book's topics. Subscribers can look forward to seeing new material added regularly, along with further updates to existing content as the Reinventing curriculum continues to expand and evolve. I'd like to invite you to drop by reinventingthetattoo.com to read more about what we have to offer in the Reinventing the Tattoo educational package. It's the biggest and most detailed teaching effort I've ever been involved with, and I'm completely confident that no matter where you stand in your tattoo career, it can help you to take your work to the next level.
Tattoo artists are power creators, not power administrators. Save time, money, and trees with Tattoo Release Forms app. Your client will photo his ID, enter personal information, information about the tattoo, health information, initial legal clauses, and sign his name. When the client is finished, you can make session notes and choose inks and needles from the most popular brands and configurations. Preview the form, sign it, and hit upload. The form lands on a secure cloud in seconds as a printable PDF. If you're at a convention or without Wi-Fi, TRF will automatically upload the forms next time you're online. Return clients can simply search for themselves, check to make sure all the information is correct, and sign again. Done in seconds. Download Tattoo Release Forms app from the Apple App Store for free and enjoy 25 free forms. Also available in the UK, Canada, and Australia.
This is Jeff in my new seminars. I tend to have a more information-heavy presentation. Jeff's gonna follow up more with his inspirational kind of general overview style of presentation. But the thing I knew best, because I'd gone to art school for it, was painting. So I actually finally took people up on the offer to teach, but I started with painting and not tattooing. Now I want to teach, well, what do I have to offer that's truly mine? What you're trying to do for your audience is create a distinction between where they were mentally when they entered the room and where they are mentally when they leave the room.
Now, we're all, both these people, all the time. You can always give everything away. But it's really important that the person that you're giving it to places value on it. Your opinion on things, on how things are, on how things should be, on how things were, are absolutely right. But I purposefully put myself in front of people in order to overcome that fear.
I'm giving you philosophy, I'm giving you concepts. It's all foundational level stuff that you then have to build upon and become your own tattooer.
Thank you guys.
Thanks.
Sorry to talk after we finish, but thank you.
The Jade effect, I guess, is the result of things that have affected me. I started off doing henna. The flow from henna and doing so much henna is in my hand. I decided to go to this, which changed my life because I saw things like this. So I was 17 and I decided to go to India by myself. This was the truest experience I had had from another person receiving something like this. I don't want to sound too crazy, but she's still the reason why I tattooed today. You guys are awesome. And I love tattooing so much. So thank you guys.
to the show. I appreciate you guys bearing with some of our technical issues. Doing a live show is kind of challenges, you know, a lot of things to juggle. We're going to be speaking with Jeff Gogue in just a couple minutes here. We're going to dial him up and talk about what he's been up to. He's been traveling a bunch lately. He's got a new documentary that we're going to talk about a little bit. And we'll just check in with him and see how it's going. Hey.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
So Jeff, how have you been?
Good.
Are you okay?
Yeah,
Everything's
I've been great. Yeah,
okay.
got back from India a couple days ago. Was gone for a total of 11 days. It was a 9-day planned trip. Sorry, I got a signal saying that the connection was poor.
Yeah, it is. It's a little skippy, but I can hear what you're saying, which is good. You just might freeze a little bit every once in a while. Hopefully, it'll stay going.
I'll try not to move.
So
I'll be at you.
I saw some of your photos from India. Can you tell me a little bit about that experience?
Yeah, it was impacting is the only word I can use. I didn't know what to expect. Of course, I had my imagination, and I had things I've seen on TV, and I had some stories that I heard from Laura, which were firsthand, and seeing the just the contrast in their culture was it was impacting. All the people that I met there, as far as the tattoo scene, were unbelievably welcoming, and I felt like a celebrity in their presence. People gave me gifts and asked me to sign a lot of autographs and take a lot of pictures, and it was just the warmest, most incredible welcome I've ever received, I think, at a convention. Outside of the convention, India in general, I didn't see a whole lot because I was working a lot, but what I saw was a stark contrast between people that have money and comfort, and then people that don't, and that left a huge impression on me. But all in all, it was a life-changing experience, and as much as I don't want to say this out loud, I do want to go back.
Well, why don't you want to say that out loud?
I don't know. It's like meeting someone really cool, but you're too busy to have another cool friend. It's
Sure.
just like I have it's so far away. It's on literally the other side of the world. We took 2 flights and we actually went around the whole world. The whole top, at least the top hemisphere, and yeah, it's just like one of those places that to put India in my life is going to take a lot of time and effort, but it seems like it's going to be worth it.
Is it hard for you to see people that are extremely poor? Is it hard to justify?
To be honest,
your,
I didn't
your
even
own?
see that. I mean,
Oh, you didn't?
we stayed in a really nice neighborhood, even though you and I would probably dispute that just based on the amount of like dirt and garbage and what seemed to be homeless people. And then I went to the market in Old Delhi, which was, I've never seen anything like it. And then I was told about the slums, which I never even saw, which I think was I'm kind of glad right now. I don't think I was ready. I don't think I'm ready to see that. You know, I mean, it was hard enough just to see all the stray dogs and just people struggling to survive, you know, living on $1.50 a week or $2 a week. And yet above them are giant billboards with like the iPhone X, you know, available. And I watched a Bentley roll through like a neighborhood that was just full of garbage and dirt and homeless people. So it was surreal, man. I don't know what else to say about it.
Yeah, I don't know if I would be able to handle that emotionally. You know, you're probably gonna have to spend a lot of time reflecting on that, huh? Just to kind of sort it all.
You know, yeah, you're showing a picture of Nick from Hong Kong right there. We're at the it's called the Great Mosque. I can't remember the Indian name, but it was a mosque built almost 400 years ago in Old Delhi, and you know, he told me that I was going to reflect on this, and then things were going to surface over the coming days and weeks. And he's right. I mean, I've been having dreams at night. I've been just reflecting on everything, and it was impacting. It was life-changing.
It sounds really amazing. What am I looking at here? There's like a series of faucets.
Yeah, there's that's a Muslim mosque. I'll have to try to look it up, but that's where they wash before prayer. So there's 4 or 5 prayer times a day. There's before sunrise. There's noon. They turn towards Mecca and pray. I think it takes about 5 minutes. I think it takes a little longer to wash things. I don't know exactly what they wash. But yeah, you know, I mean, we have this view of Islam and Muslims that we get from movies and the news, which is one facet. You know, it's the extreme fundamentalist facet that are, you know, portrayed as terrorists and violent people. But there are other facets of Islam that are really peaceful, and they're good people wanting to live right according to what they've been taught and what they believe, you know. And so that was another thing that just it left an impact in my life.
It sounds truly amazing, and like I said, I'm not sure I'd be able to handle it. You know.
You know, I did come home and I thought, man, I don't know how many people in my world that would be comfortable with it, you know. And I was kind of pushed. Matt Fontana pushed me to go on this trip, and I did not want to go. And I'm really glad I went now.
Sounds wonderful. I'm looking forward to hearing more about it as the year goes on and as you kind of unravel it and reflect on it. It sounds like an amazing.
Yeah.
It sounds like an amazing journey.
Yeah, it was for sure. So you guys are looking at a picture right now at the end of the Heartwork Festival. Those are all the people that won awards, and they announced that anyone could come up and take a picture with me. And I mean, that was like kind of a good example of the warm welcome that I received. It was super humbling. It was very touching, and it made me want to give back. You know, all weekend long, I had people coming up telling me about how many times they've watched the videos that I've put together, and there were people in India. I mean, you can't get much farther away from where I'm at on the planet as there. And those people were telling me that they keep Tattoo As I See It, my video, just on repeat at their shops, you know. And things like that were they were almost hard to hear.
Yeah. Are you? I'm assuming you aren't, but I mean, are you comfortable with like that level of feeling celebrity? I mean, is that something that you're okay in being in that spot?
I only was because Steve Butcher was there, and he's a crazy person. So for every person, I mean, I don't know how many people asked me for pictures, but he probably had 5 more. He probably had 5 for every one that asked me. I was also really busy and just tattooing, but you know, it was amazing to see that there's this whole group of people that are watching from the other side of the world, and they might not have the access to travel and to go in places that we do, but they're just as invested into the tattoo culture, and that was very humbling also, you know, to know that all these people are watching. They're watching on YouTube and on Facebook and every other platform they can find, and they're super hungry and eager to take in more and to be a part of it. So,
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say, it's not so easy for them to leave. You know, I mean, they have to get a visa. Even though, to me, I'm just going, oh, you just tell them you're my client and come over and visit Oregon. But it's not like that. Like they have to be granted exit, I guess. So they have to get a visa to leave.
I know that there's a pretty good viewership of this show in India, and when I found that out, I was completely surprised.
Yeah, I was shocked.
Yeah, it sounds great, and thankfully, you know, you had Steve Butcher, who has an amazing level of energy to kind of deflect some things. Yeah, that guy's he's a lot of fun, and
yeah, he's great.
he definitely has a high level of energy, and that giant smile is always good. You know, you can kind of use it as an umbrella.
Yeah.
So, switch gears a little bit. You recently finished a documentary called Surrender. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Yeah, it's a 30-minute short documentary. It starts with me telling my story of getting my back done in Japan, and then it transitions into the only on-camera interview of Shige from Yellow Blaze in Yokohama, and then it correlates kind of our voices alongside 4 of my clients that are getting large-scale work done, and each person has different motivations and different revelations of what that work has brought up for them in their own life and in their own reflection, and then it kind of wraps up with a very, I think, relatable message of, you know, I mean, it comes down to life and who we are as people. I do think that the video is relatable whether you have tattoos or don't have them, whether you like them or don't like them. And I'm super excited to share it with everyone that gets to see it. I want to say the world, but, you know, whereas originally I wanted to make it and recoup my investment, now we're going to premiere it on the 14th of January, and then we're going to just put it out there, put it on every platform we can for free. Everyone will be able to watch it, and I'm super excited.
I think that's great. I mean, I can understand wanting to recoup monetarily, but by making it available to the world for free, I think the payback just to the tattoo community is super worth it, you know.
Yeah, you know, I mean, there's something happened, and that is we were delayed. So we finished the video over a year ago, and where I was pretty intent on recuperating those funds, at this point it doesn't really matter. And so now that it doesn't matter, I feel relieved. You know, I feel relieved that I'm not going to watch to see how much money it makes, because it's not going to make any money. We're going to show it for free. And I feel a huge weight lifted off of that. You know, I tattoo for money, so I don't need to make videos for money or sell shirts for money or anything else. I have a job, and then everything else is an opportunity to give back. So I'm just grateful.
Yeah, that's awesome. Last May, I was out there for Decoratif. It was an amazing experience. I still think about it, you know. When I first got back, I was thinking about it, you know, daily. And now it's more weekly or bi-weekly that I think about it. But it still affects me every day. How did that event affect you?
Oh man, it was incredible. It was one of my favorite things I've ever done as far as an event. You know, I being able to, I guess, strip down the whole concept of what we do as tattooers. You know, we're marking people's bodies, and I think that especially with an industrial side of it and a commercial side, we have a tendency to focus heavily on imagery and to boil it down to just shapes and movement and the person's body and to focus on that was really incredible. To work especially with Laura here in our studio and focus on real people, on their bodies as a whole, to collaborate with other amazing talented people, and to eliminate, it sounds funny, but to eliminate the picture and just work with shapes and movement. It became something that it was in its purest form. It was tattooing in its purest form. Sorry, I guess I'm a little bit at a loss for words on that.
That's okay.
As far as what kind of impact has it had, every single tattoo that I've worked on since then, I've tried to incorporate the lessons that we learned and also the things we were trying to teach and share that with the clients and kind of give them an awareness of their body as a whole rather than the parts, you know, rather than looking at like, here's my arm or my leg or my back or my front, and those are parts of me. It's trying to get the client or you know, the people we were working with to see their body as just a whole thing. And you're still tattooing their leg or their front or their back, but there's a huge difference in mentality to see it as a whole instead of a bunch of parts.
I use that mentality with every consult that I have, whether I'm doing a tiny, you know, one-shot piece or half a sleeve or whatever. When I'm talking to my clients, I use that phrasing, like look at your body as a whole, and
Yeah.
you can kind of see a light turn on. You know, that they might not have been thinking about that. You know, they just were thinking about the one piece,
Right.
and then
Right.
maybe later they'll get another piece. But once you kind of turn the light on, they look at it differently, and oftentimes they're willing to go with a different idea altogether.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
It was great. You know, I want to repeat Decoratif, not as like a product, but more as just an experience, you know?
Yeah, it was amazing for me. If anything like that happens again, I definitely want to be a part of it because it was great.
Awesome. Yeah, me too.
Can you tell the folks a little bit about your role in Off the Map Tattoo?
I think so.
You can say as little or as much as you'd like.
You know, my role, I mean, I worked for a lot of years alone, and I think that I always longed for camaraderie. I always longed to work alongside other people that I could relate to as far as having passion and drive, as far as having want for more from myself, and feeling like if I was alongside other people that want more for myself and if they want more for themselves, then together we would be stronger than just me out there by myself just plodding along down my own road. I know there's a phrase that says a cord of many strands is not easily broken. And if you think about that, you could take a thread or a string and it could be snapped pretty easy, but if you entwine that with multiple strands, then it's not, it just has strength that compounds. So that's my intention with Off the Map. You know, that's my intention as an artist out there, you know, with my own, the things that I want to see if I'm capable of, the things I want to achieve as an artist and as a tattooer. If I'm doing that alongside other people that can relate to that and share in at least a similar perspective, then when I'm having a down day and when I'm struggling with whatever the challenges are, then I can look to that person that's alongside of me, and maybe they're feeling stronger that day than I am. So, you know, my role in Off the Map is just being one of those people. I do realize that I guess I am more of a role model to a lot of the people in Off the Map, probably because I'm getting old. And I don't know, I mean, I realize what I've accomplished in the tattoo world. And all I can say is that I want to share that with people. And when I come alongside someone that has desire and passion and drive, I want to tell them that that's awesome and that they can do it. And it's not going to be easy, but it is going to be worth it. So that's how I see my role.
Yeah, me too. I would say that as well. And I think you're a pretty damn good role model. And that doesn't make you old.
I don't know about that.
I mean, you are a grandpa, right? So.
I am a grandpa, yeah. My grandson is, he's hitting it big with the ladies. I'm not going to lie.
He's got that Gogue charm?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, that's good.
He has the wrong last name, but yeah.
Well, can't have everything, right?
No, he's actually taller than me. He's only 15 months old. That's no surprise.
Oh man, that's an awesome visual. You're not that small, man. You got a really giant. You got a giant personality. Okay.
Thanks.
Tall on the
I
inside.
got to India, and the first person that met me in India at the shop, at Lokesh's shop, he looks at me and he goes, "I've only seen you on YouTube, and I thought you were going to be a lot taller."
I'm pretty sure that was one of the first few things I said to Marcus Lenhard when I met him.
Funny.
Because I thought he was a much larger man than he is, because I'd only seen him through the computer. And,
Yeah, Marcus thinks he's a lot larger than he is, too.
He also has a very tall personality.
Yes. Well.
He's great.
I was grateful on that plane. We were on the longest commercial flight on the planet from SFO to New Delhi, and it was 16 hours and 15 minutes. And we were in the very back of the oldest plane in the skies. And I just loved being 5'5" at that point. I loved it. I could like tuck my knees up and like curl up into a fetal position and cry. I mean, you couldn't hear me because there were 90 Indian kids around me crying.
Oh, man.
And two people with some sort of like flu, like swine flu or something. It was crazy. And we were going to India. We hadn't even gotten to the rough parts yet.
Oh, man.
Coming home, they were fumigating the plane with some sort of chemical. It was crazy. It got foggy in there.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Wow.
I know it looks like I'm kidding, but...
Well, I mean, kind of, that's nuts. I've never experienced anything like that before.
I did. I watched World War Z, and that was the first time I experienced. And then I got on this plane.
Oh, man. So currently Off the Map is looking to possibly add some highly motivated folks. Yeah?
Yeah.
What kind of people do you think we should add to our team? Who are we searching
Well,
for?
yes, they have to be cool. They have to be cool.
Oh, okay.
I'm not talking like your collar up on a leather jacket. I'm just talking like, just don't be weird and just be real, just be cool. No, in all honesty, people that understand that you're never going to get, there is no there, there's no like, I just want to get to this place where everything's easy. Even though I know Laura said like, oh, it's so easy now. you're like, how's it going over there? She's like, oh, it's just easy.
When did I say that?
You said it during the warm up.
Oh.
No, tattooing's hard. And I think that I think that that's the most important thing, is realizing that it's hard, and that's the good part. You know, if it was easy, if it was actually easy, Laura was kidding, then we'd all be bored, you know, and we'd all be looking for different things to do. So tattooing is just a continual unfolding of this challenge, you know, no matter where you get to, there's always your own next level. And I think that that's the most important thing. I think that a lot of people get caught up or lost in the idea that you're going to get to this certain place where all of a sudden you're just going to be like rich and famous. And I can only imagine that getting to that place as a tattooer where you feel like you're rich and you're famous, I would think that that would feel empty. And I think that that would feel like there's really no point to it anymore. So realizing that no matter where you go, no matter where you've been, no matter what you've tattooed or who you've met or how much money you've made, or how many people are following you on Instagram, that none of that really matters, you know, that there's always tomorrow, there's always the next tattoo, and there's always the next opportunity to do better and to apply the lessons that you learned from the last piece you worked on and from your last client, and hopefully just keep progressing. And then realizing in the biggest picture of it all that every one of us, even in a whole lifetime of tattooing and a whole lifelong successful career, that's honestly just a tiny blip on that timeline of what tattooing is. And, you know, culturally, and just in the history of people. You know, people have been tattooing historically, they know, for at least 30,000 years. And if you can even comprehend 30,000 years, it makes, you know, a full lifetime right now, like 40 or 50 years. I know Horihide in Japan, I was there for his like third or fourth retirement party. He's been tattooing for 60 years. He's in his 80s, and he started tattooing around age 20. And I'm sure that he would agree that it's nothing, you know, like it went too fast. So to tattoo for 60 years and to realize there's so much more to learn, and that you were just a tiny little part of a bigger thing, to me, I think that that's probably the most important thing as a tattooer, to realize that we're just part of a bigger thing.
Yeah, I mean, one of the most important things, well, to me in life anyway, is that the challenge, you know, like what's the point of existing if you aren't challenged every day?
Right.
You know, that's why I started down the road of tattooing, because it was extremely challenging. And that's what I love, because I'm not down with complacency. It just doesn't, it's boring. It seems like a waste. Yeah. It seems like a waste of the life that I was given to be bored.
Yeah. You know, it does. I mean, and I'm going to say something that I'll probably regret, but the people that have tattooed for 10 years or more and then get bored with it and then decide they want to do, they go into other things, you know, they want to they want to invent something or whatever. They want to, it seems like they kind of abandon tattooing, and they just want to capitalize on the industry side of it. I can't relate to that. I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm not saying that that's bad. I'm just saying I don't understand it, because I've been tattooing almost 20 years now, and it is so challenging and it's so rewarding, and it leaves me every day looking forward to tomorrow or dreading tomorrow or feeling nervous or whatever, you know, whatever mood I'm in. But there's always what's coming up, and I just can't relate to the people who are like, yeah, I'm over it. Like, I want to do this or that. Meaning the thing that isn't tattooing. So yeah, I don't even know what I'm trying to say with that, besides that I really appreciate the act of tattooing, and I really appreciate that there's the constant revealing in your work that there's more to learn and there's more down the road.
Do you feel like tattooing is becoming more commodified? Like corporations are getting more of a foothold as far as, supply companies becoming larger? Just television,
Yeah, but I'm not threatened by that. I'm not worried about it, I have a saying around here that I don't even know if everyone, I'm sitting here, I know it looks like I'm alone, but
you can totally show them if you want to. It's cool.
There's a bunch of people. I got my comrades.
They're all awesome people,
Hey,
so we
Steve.
should definitely
Hey, Steve.
show them.
Hi. Sorry if that crashed the system.
No, that was great. I love those people. You should show them more.
I do tell people, especially when someone is feeling my saying is, don't let the bastards drag you down. And I know I got that from, I don't know, Don't Hate Me, but I think it's a U2 song, or it's a U2 song.
Dang.
But I like the saying. I want to say it's from The Godfather or something.
Maybe it's an old pirate saying or something.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
But I believe it. Don't let the bastards drag you down. I don't care if there's a bunch of cheesy corporations or companies or rich people or that want to capitalize or exploit what we're doing. To me, the we, when I say what we are doing, we is the group of people that loves tattooing for what it is, that is not trying to take from tattooing, but we're trying to give to tattooing, knowing that we're part of it and it's symbiotic and we get to feed ourselves and live off of tattooing. But there's an underlying thing, and that is that every single thing we do is contributing to the tattoo culture and the tattoo community. So yeah, I don't want to sound naive, but I don't worry about that. I don't worry about people. I don't worry about non-tattooers trying to make products to sell to us, or I don't worry about TV shows, and I don't worry about any of that stuff. My own main concern is just doing the best tattoo I can today and learning from it and hopefully having an effect on the people around me. And I hope that doesn't sound too anything. It's just genuine and it's real. And if someone knows how to make $1 million off of making some tattoo bomb or something, then do it.
Right. Because, you don't have to be a part of it either. You can save your energy into making tattooing better and not be a part of any of that corporate stuff. It's a choice that you make. You don't have to be part of it.
Yeah, I had a crazy thought today. I wanted to. I have an Instagram page called Outlines and Machines. I think that's what it's called. And the whole idea was just to dedicate it to tattoo machines and to tattoo outlines, because I like both of those things. And I've been lazy about posting on it. And today I grabbed a machine off of my wall, and it was one of my first machines. It's almost 20 years old. It was made in 1999. It's a Paolini machine from Italy. It's in the shape of an ohm. It's made out of iron. And I had put some stupid RCA plug on it. It looked like Frankenstein threw up a little bit in his mouth. And I stripped that thing down and I got it into a place where it can run. And I want to make a little video about it and start talking about coil machines, even though I don't use those every day, but I know about them and I want to talk about them. I want to talk about them to people that don't know anything about them. And my point to that is just that I'm not doing that for money. I'm not doing that for anything besides just loving all the different aspects of tattooing.
Right. I mean, those coil machines are a lot like your Volkswagen, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
beautiful machines that, you know, that are interesting and inspiring and cool. They're just fucking cool. You know?
Yeah,
Coil
love
machines
'em.
are always going to be cool, whether you use them
Yeah.
or not. I think they're fucking cool. You know?
Yeah, they're amazing.
It's like having a really nice new car. That would be your Cheyenne, you know? And then having a muscle car or a nice classic Volkswagen. That could be your coil machine. Not that you have
Yeah.
to go one or the other, but, you know.
Yeah, if it's too hot or too rainy or something, I'm not going to drive that to work.
Right.
But
I've got a question from Bree Howard, one of our recently hired residents here. Would you be willing to answer it?
it depends.
Okay.
But yes.
Obviously, you always have your own choice if you can do this. It's pretty simple, but it could be in depth, so it's up to you. If you could give yourself advice, yourself after tattooing for 1 year, what would you go back and give your advice to yourself? What would it be?
Say it one more time.
All right, so if you could take a time machine back to when you had been a 1-year tattooer and kind of offer advice to yourself, what would that advice be?
Huh. Okay. I'm going to sound like an idiot, man.
Well, you don't have to answer it, you know? I can give you her phone number and you can text her if you want.
I mean, my advice is just keep going. You know, my advice is go after what you want. And I want to say that none of it matters. And I want to tell my 1-year-old self that all the things that you think are important aren't. And you don't need anyone's approval. And you don't need any awards. And you don't need to go to shows or all the magazines or anything. But I needed that to learn that it's not important. I mean, I wish I could it just doesn't, I think everyone has their own path that they have to go down. And some people need to get on TV, and some people need to own a shop, and some people need to have, 5 apprentices, and some people need to be super quiet and just struggle in their own little tiny world. I don't know. What I would tell to any person that's 1 year into tattooing is that there's so much more to it than you think, and it's not about you, and it's about us. It's about us being the people that not only tattoo, but the people that just are tattooed, and it just becomes such a cultural thing, and it's so far beyond the business side of it, and so far beyond industry and recognition and money and all that. So that's what I would tell myself. I would just say keep going. You'll figure it out.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you answering that question. Because, I mean, it applies to me, too. Well, I'm glad you could talk with us tonight. Is there anything you'd like to add before we go?
No, I mean, I just want to hide right now. I just want to crawl under this white couch and just blend into the nothingness. No, I appreciate it. I'm really grateful for what you're doing. I'm grateful that there is more. That I'm grateful that there are people watching from all around the world. I'm grateful to know that we're all in this boat together, and we're trying to figure it out. And I mean, it's the best job in the world. So there's nothing more I can add.
Well, thanks, Jeff. I really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to the premiere of Surrender. I'm hoping that
Awesome.
folks will
Thank
watch
you.
it.
Yeah, it is going to be January 14th. It's in Grants Pass. It's going to be at 4 p.m. At Southgate Cinemas, and in on the East Coast, I don't have it in front of me, but it's in Northampton, right?
Yeah, it's going to be at the Parlor Room in Northampton.
Parlor Room, 7 p.m.
Yes.
We're going to Skype together. Daniela, who's one of the featured people in the film, is going to be here. I just got confirmation yesterday that Nick, he goes by Jint on Instagram. He's a tattooer in Hong Kong. I was just with him in India last week. He's flying out. He got his ticket yesterday. He's literally going to fly in to Portland from Hong Kong, drive down, attend it, and then fly back home.
Wow.
So it's going to be a long haul for him, but he's in the video. You know, it's a 30-minute video that I'm really glad to share it with as many people as I can.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon, man.
Okay.
See you later.
Bye. Hey, say bye, people.
Hey, look, there you guys are again.
Bye.
Bye, Grants Pass.
Bye.
Bye. We love you.
Thank you. We love you too. All right, Joe, well, let's wrap this up. Well, everyone, Jeff Gogue, Laura Jade, Gabe Londis, I think Sydney Michael's in the background. They're great, huh? Pretty awesome. So make sure that if you're in the Grants Pass area or Northampton area on January 14th, you come join us for that documentary. It's going to be cool. And, you know, being too far away isn't an excuse because apparently someone's flying in from Hong Kong. That's pretty cool. Adrian Lee apologizes. His internet was having some problems, so we're going to have to get him back on the show, hopefully early in next season. Until then, go watch all of our old backlogs of interviews. There are tons of them. And keep an eye out because the Best of 2017 show will be coming up. There's always some lovely bloopers in there of me looking like an ass, so there's that to look forward to. And I will see all of you people next season, right here, Off the Map Live. If you want to keep in touch with me, benlicata.com or Burnbridge on Instagram. See you guys later. Later.
Cool, so we're going to talk today about collaboration tattoos.
So I thought now it's time for me to see if I can share some of my insights to tattoos and designing and just our careers in general. You do things yourself, you figure things out yourself, and you do that and you think, well, I've done that, so everyone else can do that. It just made me think that what I think and what you think is never going to be wrong.
And then we get to a point where I'm like, when I do my own designs, they look kind of boring. Yeah, and so collaboration came about really naturally like that.
We go to work, we go home, we talk about work. It's our life. It's
Like
not
this
really...
has become our career, like we've decided to focus almost entirely on this, haven't we?
Yeah.
If anything, sometimes you kind of take one for the team and you're just like, hey, whatever makes this look good is what's important, you know?
We have to trust each other with what we're letting the other person do.
Yeah, and people have done that before, where they come in and they look at the design and they go, huh, that's not what I was expecting. And I go, that wasn't what I was expecting either. Like, that just came out. Like, I don't know.
I mean, what we're essentially trying to say to you is, and it's the title of like the seminar really, Limitless, is all of this, it's stop trying to limit yourself before you've even started.
Decorative. The main focus, main intention was to talk about ornamental tattooing, and really it's just the conscious decision of removing the picture or the thing from your tattoo.
Today, I want to throw myself at your mercy and attempt to design a tattoo in front of you on my computer using a graphics tablet. Apparently I can do this design in about an hour and a half and get it ready for a stencil. So we're going to see how well I do under the gun with that.
My seminar is going to be called the Jade Effect, and I want to make sure that I talk about where I came from, and I want to encourage everyone that Even if it looks easy, it's not easy, and it takes a lot of practice. I'm still not perfect, and I never will be, but I think that I have some good things to offer. I also want to tell some really bad jokes. Maybe really well. Maybe really good jokes really bad. I don't know.
Going like this and this for 10,000 hours, you're going to get good at doing those two things, this and this. I really want to just share with you what I've learned by focusing on large-scale work, because that is my true passion. I really focused in on what I love, which was a Japanese Art Nouveau blend, and I was gearing towards larger scale. But the thing is, when you haven't done a bodysuit, it's hard to get a person to get a bodysuit. So I'm just going to share with you the things that I have encountered and really invite you in to my new 10-year journey, which I'm 2 years in. I want to do tattoos. And if it was made illegal today and all the supplies were illegal and all that, I would still find a way to tattoo. Yeah, I would go back to tattooing out of my house. I would do it underground. I'd get Japanese on it.